Chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, joins us now. And, sir, it's good to have you in. This bill today soared through Congress, got through the Senate before it even arrived there. Do we know at what point the president might be signing this tonight?
I think he's going to sign it as soon as possible. And look, Republicans want what the American people want. We want transparency. We want to know who the people were that were violating the law, the ones that were abusing young women. We want to know. We want them to be held accountable. We want justice for the victims. But we also want the American people to know that the U.S. government failed many times along the way under many administrations in trying to prosecute Epstein. So we did the right thing. The Republicans are trying to get justice for the women, but what we've seen today and over the past month with the Democrats, they're just trying to score political points and hoping and praying that there's something in those files somewhere that'll embarrass Donald Trump.
Is there any chance that something could screw this up? You know, I think a lot of people watched today and were kind of so happy to see, you know, Congress listen to the American people, which it so often does not do. Is there any part of this process that can go wrong here? If the president signs it tonight, if it happens tomorrow, you assume it's going to happen quite soon with the motivation behind it. But can the DOJ mess this up? Is there any possibility that we don't get what we're hoping for right now?
Well, look, the Trump Department of Justice asked the judge to be able to release grand jury documents. A judge has to approve that, and the judge, ironically appointed by Obama, denied the Trump administration's request to release certain grand jury documents. There are also a lot of class action lawsuits filed from the victims and their attorneys, class action lawsuits that are making it a little difficult to get bank records and things like that when they're suing the bank. So there are obstacles along the way. I've been trying to explain this to people. I think the Trump administration deserves a little more credit than what they've been given in working to try to disclose all that they can legally disclose. But I think they're to the point now, you know what? We're just going to put everything out there because we have nothing to hide, and the Democrats and the mainstream media are trying to imply that Trump's covering stuff up. I haven't found that. I found them to be cooperative, and I think the president wants to be transparent.
Why do you think? I mean, that was the same question I just asked to Scott. But I mean, the theory that they have is that the president was pushing back on this because he's concealing something. That's idiotic if you just think about the fact that all of this was in the Biden DOJ and they've seen it. But why do you think it for a while there, the president did not like to talk about this and did not seem like he didn't want to do this?
I think the president got real frustrated because people were trying to tie this around his neck. His only liability in this is that he was an acquaintance of Epstein, but by all accounts, when he figured out he was a scumbag, he expelled him from Mar-a-Lago. Now, I agree with you, what you said at the beginning. This was poorly handled by the White House. This has been a PR disaster, but I'm glad that the president is hearing from the base and from the American people, and I think he wants to do the right thing, and hopefully we can get all this information out there. And it's just like 2 months ago when I met with the victims, they were screaming, please, release get the documents on the estate, and I did that. I subpoenaed the estate. It wasn't a discharge petition. It was the House Oversight Committee. We got the documents in the estate, and there was nothing in there about Donald Trump that was damaging, nothing that hadn't already been out there. But it was damaging for the Democrats. And I do think that the Democrats are on a fishing expedition, just, again, hoping and praying that there's something in there to embarrass Donald Trump. So we'll see, and I'm glad we're getting closer and closer to transparency, and hopefully we can get some accountability for the victims.
Hopefully we can just get the names of the culprits. You know, I mean, if nothing else, get the names out. That's what people really want to know, and then that's going to be in the victim testimony, which is part of this. So hopefully we get there, and it might have been bad PR for the White House initially, but the president came around, and the one thing that you love about Trump is that they don't focus group every decision that they make. You know, that's not the kind of White House that they run. Right. So, and they came around. Congressman Comer, good to have you on. Thanks so much.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.